What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. And in this video, I want to talk about how packed 2024 is already becoming, at least the beginning of it, right? Now, this is kind of just a ranting video for me. Sit back and listen, have some fun here. I love games, and I love a lot of games coming out basically all the time. However, in the next 3 months, obviously, we have something that hasn't happened too much. I know every fall is kind of busy, but let's be real. This October is most likely the busiest October we've ever gotten. Maybe not in terms of full-on size. However, I think a Marvel Spider-Man and a Super Mario Wonder could go against some of the big hitters of any past October. I think it's pretty big. But one thing I've said, and I haven't thought too much about until, well, obviously making this video, is early 2024 can actually be crazy. You got a lot of games that were still delayed, right? We're still in this era of every game under the sun getting delayed. There's plenty of games that were supposed to come out in late 2023 that could come out in early 2024. We also have games that are just coming out in early 2024, maybe that have dates, maybe that haven't had dates. So what kind of set this off for me and why I wanted to make this video is because of this tweet actually that I myself have sent. Let's shout out my own Twitter. So I said, you're telling me in the span of 8 days from January 26th to February 2nd, we have this. We have Tekken 8, which is the 26th, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Persona 3 Reload, I believe those are back-to-back days, and then Suicide Squad Kill a Justice League, which I think is the same day as Persona 3. I think those are both February 2nd, and I said, are we serious? And I agree with myself here. It's insane. And is this as packed as October? No. But at the same time, well, I will say this, okay? These games still are kind of all different. The closest ones you could probably say would be Fantasy Relink and like Persona 3, and that would be giving it quite a bit. Those two games are different, and for me, I'm not even into that franchise, the Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, but I will probably be getting that game because honestly, the trailer for it just continues to impress me. But those are, now you could say, well, Alex, those are 4 games. They are 4 games that are relatively big, and again, all kind of different in the span of 1 week, okay? But here's the thing that I've thought of in the past, and I've said this in the past, but now we have some actual dates. What about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? What about Stellar Blade? Now, Stellar Blade could be further out, but it could also be sooner than we think it is, right? So what about that game? What about betas or release dates for games like Killer Clowns from Outer Space or Transformers Reactivate? How about Hellblade 2? How about Stalker 2? How about Avowed? Now, Avowed I think will be a little bit later, but what about Avowed as well? So the reason I'm saying all these things is not, I'm not disappointed. I don't even think I'd say mad. You could maybe argue, that I come at this with a little bit of hatred. No, I mean, like I said in the beginning of this video, I love games. I love so many different kinds of games. And I think that's important to remember. These are really sometimes only problems for people like me. A lot of people will buy 3 to 5 games a year and call it. So you see that 5 games, say, are coming out in 2 weeks. That doesn't mean they're getting 5 games in 2, but I might because it's kind of my job and also I'm into it. It's my own problem. I haven't really shied away from that. So I'm not mad at this, but I have just kind of thought to myself, well, the next 3 months are going to be insane. I live for the next 3 months. I like this, but at the same time, I'd like a little bit of a breather. And then to find out that we'll probably get a breather, right? The second half of December is dead. There's literally nothing releasing. The first half of January is dead. There's literally nothing releasing. You'll have a good month. You'll have a good month for Christmas and New Year's to play all the games that you missed in 2023, okay? And you better take advantage of that time because, like I said, 4 games in a week, but then Hellblade, Stalker, all these games. I mean, I listed, maybe 4, 5, 6 games. I'm positive that I'm missing games, and I'm sure that these 4 games that I listed on this tweet, these are not the only games coming out in January, February, or let's even throw in March for fun, right? There will be more. There will be plenty more. Will it get to October or September, November kind of period? No, honestly, it's normally not how it works. You know what I mean? January always kind of starts slow. February obviously has had the big hitters. You think back to last year, Sifu, Dying Light, actually not in that order, Dying Light, Sifu, Horizon, and Elden Ring all came out almost in back-to-back weeks in February. Okay, so February's can be absolutely massive. March and April, maybe it slows down a little bit, normally picks up for May and June. Then you have the dying months of July, and then August it kind of picks back up, and then you're in the fall again where it is normally at its busiest. So the spring is never really supposed to be as busy as the fall is, but it can get somewhat close. And some games that release early in the year can be better than the fall of the big games in the fall, but there'll just be more of them. But it's exciting. Honestly, it really is. It's exciting to think about the games we'll be playing, not just in the next few months, but really not even the next few months, more like in the next 6 now, right? Like we know the next 3. We're starting to really figure out the next 4 and 5 months. And as these next couple weeks, next couple months goes, I think we'll have a pretty good roadmap through March or April. You know what I mean? I think a lot of companies will figure out what's coming out, and that's exciting, very much so. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.